Okay, we're up and running. First off, we got to get this. Finish getting this extra large assembly ready to go. Let's see. I think I need a few pieces. We have it all. So in what? Whoops. So in how many hours? Dun dun dun. Extra large assembly. 8 hours from now, this will be done. Got a fresh pad to move all this stuff over. Let me check what we got here. I gotta go get some coal. I have run out all of my coal supply. Don't really need to make anything here that I can see. I'm gonna have to start making some motors for the new ship I'm creating. Let's see what kind of parts we're gonna need here. Let's do the atmospheric first. Got some engines made, but it's not going to run this ship. We're going to put mediums on it, I think. This will be assembly line. And oh, that's not the one I want. I might have to put large on it. Yeah, I'll probably have to put at least 2. I got screws for 1, basic injectors. Need to get them going. Let's go get some injectors made. No, I don't have enough. Should be able to have a basic injector. More plastic and screws. Wonderful. 20, they only want a piece. God, I'm going to need a couple hundred anyway. Make another 200. Doesn't take too long to make. I'm gonna need more than 200. I got 71. Yeah, it's only gonna make 1 engine. Yep, I'll make 2 engines. So I may need 3. We're gonna need more basic screws. 10 times 10, 100. Take a bunch. We'll pop out 500 of them. Probably have to do that. Basic pipe, 125. So I'm going to need more pipe. 200. How many did I say it was? 120, I want to need 400, 500 of them, Jesus. And I have 2, so I'm going to need 350. 10, 200, so we'll run this 35 runs. Okay, we got the pipe going. We have injectors going. Let's see what these take. Oh, more pipe. Jesus, I don't have near enough. Need 4 of them? Yes, I do. Yeah. Need 3 of them. I'm not going to need more than 3. Okay, extra large frame. I'm sure that's got to be made. So there's 2, and I don't have another 3. Yep, see, I need to make one. So we're going to have to get some steel going here. Although I got a lot right now. Get some steel. Go ahead and run 10 units of it. Get this going. We're gonna need know I'm out of carbon. I'm making another ship, and this takes carbon, so until I get carbon, we cannot make more plastic. Alright. So these will just build up. Nothing I can do about it. Just have to wait. Let me get rid of all this material I'm carrying. Okay. I'm making a new ship, a bigger cargo hauler is what it boils down to. Carbon fiber away. I've been using carbon fiber to build my ship. Don't need to carry the fuel. Here. I'm not going to need this. I'm going to need this. I need to link this box over here. See, this box here is where I need materials. We're going to link it. Link. Okay, and now we're going to turn it on. So this is where the carbon's going to go. But we'll go over here. This is my new ship. You can see this is my old one. It's got a small cargo box, but I've already run into situations where the small box is not big enough when I go off planet. But it does fly. It worked really well. I've got it all balanced, trucked out, and like I say, it's a little VTOL ship. Does a really good job. I have fun with it, but this is the new one. And as you can see, it'll have a lot of interior space versus that one. And you'll be able to walk all the way around it, as you can see. And I may add some back into it yet. I'm not sure. If I do, I'll move the wings back. And the wings are just for pretties, although I do have hidden a couple lift wings inside the structure. You can't see them because of the way I've designed it. But I think this will be big enough. The less mass you have, the easier it is to get off the ground. But there are atmospheric wings hidden inside the build wings. You can't see, but they're in there. There's a little shadow of one of those structures on it. I'm going to try two motors, one on each of these nacelles here that I built on for atmospheric. I don't know if it'll be enough. I may have to take the third one. I guess there's a mathematical formula I could figure out to know exactly, but this ship, as you can see already, it has quite a remarks list on it because all this stuff is not installed yet. It's already 15.9 tons, but it already has enough high altitude lift, 16 grams to lift the full load in that cargo box. But that is going to come down when I start adding more components. Now whether it comes down too much, I don't know. It's just something when you're building you have to kind of engineer as you go. There's probably a calculator somewhere that'll tell you all this, or somebody's probably making one as we speak. But this is my new ship that I'm working on. I'm also working on this pad you see run. This is a medium pad. Yes. This other one over here is a small pad that everything else is on. This is a medium. I am going to work on moving all this over to this pad. As you can tell, I have God knows how many stories I can build on it. This pole was just here, and this structure was just here, so when I place the core, I can get to it to turn it on and off. Because until you get things built on it, like this pad, you can't reach it. I had a hell of a time after I put it up there trying to figure out how I'm going to get to the damn thing, because I discovered it doesn't reach. You have to be close enough to be able to get to it. So I built this. Built this here, and then I stuck the arm out and linked it this way, and then I used this pad over here to to get high enough to get onto this and turn this off and walk up the ramp to get to it. So if you're having trouble building up instead of down, that's how I worked around it. It worked good for me, so for whatever reason, there you go. There's a trick I learned. All right, let's see if we got any coal. That's what we need. There's no sense right now me looking for anything else when I'm completely out of something. So let's turn everything off with coal, just so that's all I get. I'm not going to get any tier 2s this high off the ground, regardless. Alright, now, didn't I just, let's see if we're going to have to get another reading. And I am getting my scanner up pretty good. I see no coal. Oh, didn't I turn everything off? But I think I turned, I thought I did. Damn it. I turned it back on, didn't I? Okay, let's do this properly. Okay, now I have no coal. There's coal. Let's see if we can get to it. How close we can get to it before we have to start digging. Hopefully there'll be no pending operations. Whoops, wrong direction there. Looks like more this way. We need coal first, so we might as well. We need a whole lot more than one burn. Now, if we were on Alioth digging for coal, we'd get bigger loads. Just because this seems like the coal seams are bigger. Okay, that wasn't good. Still going down a little bit. A little closer. Yep, looks like we're gonna have to dig. Yep, gonna have to dig. Let's see how far off the line I am. Oh, I'm in the middle of my property. It's not a problem. I was chasing carbon the other day and ran right up to the guy next door, and I couldn't get to it, even though I could see it. It wouldn't let me mine it. I wasn't very happy. Copper, not. Okay, you want to do this automatically. Middle mouse button turns the digger on, keeps it on. You don't have to hold the mouse button down. Left mouse button, middle mouse button. Makes your life much easier. Okay, now that we're up and going, let's talk about dual users. Been a lot of bitching about it since they went live beta last Thursday, a little over a week ago. You know, the servers were getting overloaded because they did not expect the response they got, which is understandable. They thought they were going to have X amount of people because of the people playing pre-alpha and pre-beta, I will call it, because I had a weekend here before it went live to everybody else, and I was back. And even though they said, okay, we'll probably have this many subscribers for beta, they made their servers capacity such and such, and they got slammed with people. More people were interested, they say. And so we have had a few problems. We're getting disconnects occasionally. We're getting crashes. Mining, you get in a lot of operations, you get what's called pending operation, and that's server lag. The server's not responding to all the people. Since they went live, it is completely a whole lot better. They keep adding server capacity. They keep tweaking the code. They've really been working hard. Now, people are going to complain, of course, that it wasn't perfect when it went into beta. Well, it wasn't supposed to be perfect. Beta is not a finished product. See, now we're getting the pending operation. However, thankfully, it cleans up pretty quick. Before it was really, really bad. Now hopefully it's going to clear up completely. It was really, really bad. I mean, you couldn't go 5 meters without stalling. So it's much better. Mining is a whole lot more enjoyable when it doesn't go into pending operations. It takes forever to go 100 meters. And the good stuff is deep, well over 500 meters, usually around 1,000 meters deep. So, and this is a very core part of the game, collect resources. If you want to sell things, if you want to be a market person, until you get your nest egg, you are going to have to collect ore and sell it. And there's a big market for it. A lot of people don't want to do this crafting stuff. I do. I've been enjoying it. I like the engineering aspect of it. You just can't throw shit together and expect it to work. When it comes to ships, you can make a ship the shape any shape you want to. You know, one guy made it out of a character. I've seen the screenshots. He made a big, I don't know, mouse through the name of the character. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. And he made it completely in this game, and it flies and goes into space. There's nothing you can't do with this ship to get good enough with the tool. I'm not very good at shaping stuff yet, but obviously he's really good. I keep messing up more than I fix, so I try to stay away with it until I get time just to play and see what I can practice with. But yeah, there's, you know, and unlike where you're buying ships for real dollars and Star Citizen, these you create yourself, and it really is a whole lot of fun. It's also frustrating because it takes you a while to figure things out, to get the balance, figure out what you need. Space travel is real space travel. It's not Star Citizen where it's all hand-wavium. You have to figure out how to slow your ship down. You know, you strap rockets on your ass, you go. You turn the rockets off in space, you keep them. You actually have to put retro boosters on it. You have to flip and burn. You have to do a lot of things. You hit the atmosphere too fast, you're burning up your ship and you're crashing. Now I will say, unlike Star Citizen, there's no you crash your ship, you blow your ship up, you can fix it. We can repair anything in this game. It does take a while to repair, but you can do it. It depends on the component. You know, some things repair really fast, some take a long time, like a large engine on my ship. It takes a long time to repair that stuff. And that speeds up with skills. You get skill-based points. But yeah, it's getting, you know, some people have no patience for games that are not finished. Shouldn't be playing them. But you know what? This first release is night and day better than whatever Star Citizen offers on each patch. I mean, you know how bad Star Citizen, I play Star Citizen. I am very sorry I ever invested money in that game because I have been so disappointed with progress. However, since I backed this, I have seen lots of progress. You know, and that's what it's about. The devs are working hard to put a finished product out. Plus, everybody in the game is in the same server I am. Unlike Star Citizen, where you're limited to 50 people. Everybody on. And so, of course, the servers are more crowded. It's brand new tech. Nobody else is doing it. It's taken them a while to get all the bugs out for that many people. So you want to play with thousands at a time, or thousands, tens of thousands, whatever it is. Even now, the queues are over 1,000 when they reset for server maintenance. So you have at least 1,000 people that I know of on this at a time. 1,000 people, all doing things. Nobody's just walking around twiddling their thumbs. So these servers, this game is working. It's not just okay, we're going the wrong direction. Gotta use your scanners. Let's go opposite directions. We're pretty close, almost within range of my detector. Unfortunately, I can only see this coal vein so far. Hopefully, we'll see more. Now we're going the right direction. We're near enough to it. So people are complaining, you know, oh, well, they're charging me for, but you know what? They're the same white knights in Star Citizen is paying thousands of dollars, and they got a crash net. So they're not, unlike Star Citizen, they don't say play now, spend $1,000 and play now. They say, you know what? We'll charge you $7 a month to play this game, to help with development, to keep us going, to help pay for the servers, and it is playable, even though you'll run into issues. Most issues that aren't server related, or even if they are, they will fix by a simple log out and back in. There are queues when they do a server reset for whatever reason, but most of the time you log in, there is no queue. So it's just, you know, so don't believe everything you hear. You can watch streams from people playing, and yes, things go wrong. It is a brand new beta. Whoops, I need to stop going this direction. I bet we gotta go down. What do you bet? Let's see if going down helps. Or gets as far away, which we can do up. We're lower than the sea. So we're within about 50, 60 feet. Thing here. It didn't look like we gained anything, so it's a matter of direction. You turn your flashlight on, you get the gradients for both your radiuses, which directions you're pointing. It's very helpful. Like I say, you can see without the flashlight, but use it just to get an idea what you're doing. Okay, we were heading in that direction. Let's try this direction. Now we know we're at 90 degrees, so when we have to change again, we will take off that point. And there may be people who have figured out better ways to mine than I have. I'm not saying they didn't. Unfortunately, we're catching pending operations, and that's the server not responding, is exactly what that is. Not your computer. It's the server not responding to my computer. Sometimes you gotta pop the roof off here just to go farther. Walk through, sometimes you don't. Let's see. Let's go back this way a bit. I'm gonna punch this wall at 90 degrees so we know where it's at. Pop back down here. Too far. Let's try. See what we get. Take another walk till we get it. It pings more often the more talents you get. I've got a few talents in the efficiency. I don't have enough yet to get the ping as quick as often as I'd like it to. That's part of the game. You have to get your talents up to get good at everything. Whoops. Catch up. Like I say, this is server lag. It's basically what it is. Come on. Catch up, catch up. Give it a chance to catch up. No sense keep pounding it. Of course, you can see when you don't get the server delay. Okay, we're heading kind of the right direction. I don't know if we'll do one more run out of this, will probably be within range by detector. And what it does, it finds the detector versus the scanner only the general direction thing. Once you get in detector range, it will actually pinpoint exactly where it is from your direction. But I think mine's, I'm about 40 meters. I don't quite have enough talents to max it. I think when you're max, you're looking at 50 meters, it's range, so we're not quite in range. But we're getting closer. Just need a little bit more. And this may not help. We'll see. looks like it's starting to flatline. Come on, pig. Okay, we're pretty much back flatline, so let's try a little bit in this direction. Budget so I can see where I'm at. We're going to try, we'll try just a little bit off, not a whole lot. Sometimes it don't take much when you get close. The veins are only so big. I'm just looking for one more little down spot. And I will be sure I'm in range. And when you're way down here, you can die out. I'm probably in range right now. But anything in your nano pack inventory disappears. You'll notice that I emptied mine. I have nothing in it right now. So I can die out to my resurrection node if I so choose. I have my link container on. Everything I link, as long as I'm within range, which I think mine's a little over 1,000 meters now, is going to go into this container that I linked. Trick you learn. Okay, let's see. We're going to slowly sweep around. We should be in range. I do not think we're too... Whoops, there it is. See? We're here somewhere. Anything. Okay, looks like right about here. Alright. And we're just going to punch through right here. And we're going to keep an eye on the drilling to make sure we stay on target. Because if you are heading at the wrong angle, up and down or sideways, of course, it will change and you'll lose your... Once again, with talents, it has a larger area of protection. Oops, see, there you go. A little bit too low here. So you have to watch this, keep going, think you're going to run into it. Well, not necessarily. Now here you don't have to wait for a ping, you just... it scans constantly versus the scanner. It doesn't have to ping, it's detected all the time. One's called the scanner, one's called the detector. Detectors are very short range. Especially when you're starting out, they're really short range. So you have to get closer. Looks like we're going to run right into it. There it is. Cold. Clear out enough area that we can get around it. And we're just going to make a big cavern when we remove this stuff. Okay, now we're going to switch to our mining tool and we're going to start punching holes in the... There we go. Digging it out. And you may think there's a little bit here, but there'll be 3,000 liters of this shit at least. By the time I get done, we'll have to go down in the cavern we're creating. We got a pending operation now. Once again, just server slow to respond. Come on, server. Usually when its circle turns red, it's not getting, the server's not responding. And you'll see how big this cavern is. Damn, it's stuck on the ceiling. As you can see, we're making a pretty good sized cavern here. And as you can check, we had no coal. We've already collected 1,000 liters. So, and it's going into my link container, so my backpack, nano pack, whatever they want to call it, the backpack, is not filling up, so I can die out at any time until I start filling it up, and then I lose what I collect. Kind of defeats the purpose of coming down here and mining. And you can even mine with when you start out. Even if you make your first small container, you are still going to have to. You're not going to be able to die out because you're going to have to use your nano pack because it's the only it holds more than a extra small container, which is all you can build for a while. You'll have cash when you enter the game. If you go to the market, check for a container, you may be able to buy a bigger container for the cash you have. Maybe. Okay, we might as well. I don't think we have anything above us. Geronimo! No, don't look like we missed anything up there, so we'll just start. And you can make assembly lines that run forever as long as you have the basic resources, which are the ores. You can set it up to maintain every machine to maintain. It'll just keep, as long as it has the original resources, you have the original resources you need, you can make 100 of anything. All you have to do is set it up and it'll do it all by itself. All you have to do is keep your resources flowing. It takes different machines to do different things, but you can tub them all together, link them all together, so that's how you create your assembly line. Okay, we are out of coal here. Let's see where we can go. We'll go back. I want more coal. That's 4,000. It's still kind of low. Because I use a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and turn everything back on, and we'll pick up other shit while we're here now that we got this out of the way. Oops, as soon as I can press the button. There we go. Okay, now let's see what we got. That looks like quartz, which I really don't need, but let's get an idea where it's at. Come on. Maybe down deeper. Looks like it may have been the last reading I got. You notice the coal should take off unless there's another vein really close. It'll just shoot up because I'll be out of range. It's no longer here. As soon as I get a ping, there it is. See how the coal just shot way up? Okay, now we did not help the other materials. Let's try down. See what happens. Go down. And I have, what do I have there? Do I have copper up at the top? Let's take a look here. I would like to get a load of copper. Chromite. Well, take what I can get, I guess. I'd have to go out. Turn on. Not that close, so we should not be into other person's territory. On the radar up there, the green is me. Everything in the blue is unclaimed territory, and the red is owned by somebody else. I am on the sanctuary moon. You can only mine on the sanctuary moon where your territory is. Unfortunately, none of my friends want to play Billy Wars, even though I have beta keys to give them. Play for free, but they're really just not interested. Except for Trisk, and Trisk lives in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and he hadn't been on since the hurricane. Because I'm sure he's still without power. But I sent him the information pretty long, and then he'll have him with me. And I will admit, this is not a Star Wars in space. This is more of a building game. However, PvP is going to be a very big part of it. But they've made it with safe areas, like I've set up my base on the sanctuary moon. No matter what happens, they cannot destroy my base. I always have my core base here. So, if bad things happen to me out in the universe, I can always go home and have my base and make new shit. So, and I'm sure some of these large orgs are going to be bullies. You know, just like Eve. But and the orgs, you're going to develop things faster with your friends when everybody groups together. You know what? You can't do a whole lot more. Now, I've done everything I've done solo. If there was another person working with me, probably I'd have twice as much done. I mean, if there was two of us mining right now, we would collect ore twice as fast, which would mean it would last twice as long. I could build even more units. I still need more units, but I am building them as I go, and I'm also working on ships, getting ships going. All of it takes time. That's probably not I say I'm really pretty good shape. Well, I'm not, but I'm really good shape in quartz. 16.9. That makes silicon. Hematite makes iron. Bauxite makes aluminum. Coal makes carbon. Natron, I forget. Sodium, I think it is. Malachite, it makes copper. Limestone. What does limestone make? Hell, I forget, but it's what I use for space fuel. Okay, so different things make different shit. And there are 5 tiers of ore. I have never seen a tier 3 yet. And I'm probably not going to, they're not going to show up on this world. They will, one tier 3 does, is on Alioth, which I do mine at. I just haven't found it. Got a territory unit place there, so I have a extra small space there. Okay, get more copper coming in there, and I'm just going to go after the copper. The quartz really doesn't interest me. We have 16K liters of it. I use carbon fiber to make my ships, and I tend to go through it because you got to need it. You need a lot of carbon to make carbon fiber. Make the quantities that I've been using. Now, quartz, I do believe, makes silicone, and I've been using silicone on my stationary structures, static structures. So that's why I have so much of it. To put down that one pad on that medium core took a whole lot of silicone to make the honeycomb to make the pad. Like I say, sometimes you get no pending operations. Sometimes it gets really bad. Okay, it looks like we're starting a flat line on that. So let's head a direction. Let's just go 0. Go from there. Because I have no idea what direction this. We'll just take a straight line to the center of the circle. If we get too close to the other boundary, I'm just going to stop. I'm not. It's going to run me into his boundary, and I won't be able to mine it. So, even though it's blue, just because you can only do your own area. On the sanctuary moon, why having a buddy would give us a whole nother territory to be able to mine. But, you know, take what you're heading down. And the mining does get tedious, but the fun part is building things. You have to get one to do the other. Or you can go buy everything, get the cash. If you're good at the market, you don't really need to make anything. You know, some people play WoW, they've never played WoW, but they sure love playing the market. And they're very good at it. Buy low, sell high. What the market wants. I've earned 1 million credits and I don't play with the market. I could, I just, you know, I could go to the market and buy a lot of things. Save myself construction. And time. It's quicker. But my idea of playing this game, doing all this stuff. And like everybody else, I'm learning as I go, even though I've played in alpha. There's a lot of stuff I hadn't figured out. And now I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, I'm way in range, but I do not think that's a thing. Well, might as well clear it all out. What the hell? That's not exactly what it is on the plane I'm on. I was getting ready to say it doesn't seem to be on the plane I'm on. Pretty much. Level I'm at looks like. Whoops. Guess not. Spoke too soon. I hit the coal one, so the other one was even closer. Somehow I missed it. Had them both within range. It's okay, we just go back and come on. Alright, we're going to start digging a hole. Once again, talents, higher your talent level, the more you scoop on each punch. I'm getting up to 250, I think it is now. But you can get up to 500 once you get your skills up. So you can actually mine faster. Because you get more each scoop. But it takes a long time to get your talents. And you got to keep your talent tree running. If you let it stop, it takes you even longer. While you have a talent queue, you get 90 talent points a minute. If the queue goes out, you get 6. So don't let your queue run out. Even if you change the queue, keep it running. Just put something in there that takes time if you're not going to log in for a day or 2 days or whatever. So even offline, your queue keeps running. Bring up our talent tree here, F2 button. See, right now I got a 22 hours in. This particular one increases the range of how I can contact my link. Right now I have it in tier 3, which puts me about 1,000 meters. This will be 1250, so when I get it maxed, I'll be able to get about 1,500 meters from my container and still be linked to it. Which deep mining is important, and all the higher tier metals are deep, or you're limited to your backpack. Now this particular tree, as you can see, some of it I have it better. I've been working on it because mining is very important. Piloting is also important, although I don't have as many points in it yet, but I'm working on it. Industry makes things, you get more parts out of a run, it runs faster. Once again, crafting, the same deal. Productivity increases the number of parts. Ammo, of course, is about ammo. There's a lot of ammo in the game. Element health points is how many health points you got, and when you're in the PvP, this is going to be very important to you. Let's see what else we got here. Then we have radar, which is just your radar, how good you are using your radar, what you can see on it, all that stuff. And of course, weapons is weapons. Once again, no points. I'm not PvPing yet. I've got a long way to go before I worry about it. But as you can see, I'm getting an accumulation rate of 90 points a minute. If I did not have points, talents queued, I would be getting 6. So very important that you do that. Make sure you have your queue running at all times. I'm siphoning here. I'm not trying. Already know where it's at. Alright, let's get near the cavern here and get some more of this good old carbon. There is a bit of a learning curve. Those of us that were backers, we are farther ahead. Some of them are so far ahead of me, the backers, that they are night and day in what they can do versus what I figured out. Getting in a guild will help you with your learning curve because the guild will help you explain things to you. I have no idea what I'm still going to do yet, so I'm just not interested in joining the guild. Eventually I will. Last of here. And we made a big hole in the ground. Alright, let's see what we're sitting at now. Now we have 8,500 liters, which is a pretty good chunk of coal. It will create a lot of things. Okay, let's head back, left or right. Let's see. Let's just head down. Let's see. God, that looks like copper, doesn't it? I'm going to check if that's copper. Is that copper? Nope. Limestone? Nope. Chromite and matter. Okay. Let's just go down. We're almost ready. The next one will take one more punch here, see what we got. Pretty close to this one. I do believe the blue and tier 1 sports. And your mining hole is bigger as you get down too. Mine's just not quite big enough to clear it constantly. Sometimes I get stuck on the ropes. Come on. Now, people are claiming this game is CPU intensive. You know, as you can see, my CPU is overall, I've got a 3800X AMD. Overall, 3900X, 12 cores, 24 threads. Overall, it pretty much runs 20%. Maybe my CPU got so many threads and cores that the game really doesn't really care. People have been claiming their CPUs are running hot because they're working so hard. And they're claiming their GPUs are not getting used. Well, I've got a 5700 AMD, 5700X. And as you can see, my GPU is running pretty much max all the time. Kind of surprised me the frame rates are only 51 to 60, 50 to 60. This game frame rates, I think, first of all, I think they're capped at 60. Or they force VSync on maybe. I have never seen anything over 60 frames per second. And depending on what you're doing, it can drop down to 20 or so, which is kind of sucky. You do notice that. I mean, if it stays over 30, 35, you don't really notice the frame rates, but you sure notice it when it drops into the 20s. Like I say, there's a lot of optimization to do. It ain't like Star Citizen. They make it worse. These guys are actually working every day on fixing things. They don't say, well, we're going to do our next patch and make you wait a month playing bullshit. These guys have been server maintaining and patching constantly since the beta went live. Which is what I like to see in a game, not the bullshit where they just make excuses or ignore the players. These guys act like a team. They act like they care about when things don't run right. Unlike the boys at Star Citizen who just think, oh well, we got no competition, we don't have to do nothing but make pretty pictures. Unlike Chris Roberts, they actually made the game and they're adding all the pretty shit later. Let's actually get the gameplay working. They've done a pretty good job of it. Except for server load. They really, you know, and they are slowly getting those tweaked out, added, and all that stuff. Development on this game is much more impressive than Chris Roberts has ever done. Chris Roberts hadn't finished anything in over 2 decades. Just not very impressed with him. He's a disappointment. He talks a mean game, but he don't produce one. More freelancer bullshit, only this time he calls it Star Citizen. Just goes to show you all the money in the world don't make a game. Just makes somebody buy $4.5 million mansions. Because, you know, he's worth that kind of money. The backers think he's worth that kind of money. Alright, I think I got it all. Did I get it all? It looks like I got it all. Now, let's see what we got here. We're going to have to... let's go down and chase that. What was it? Chromite, maybe? Let's chase it. And hopefully it's not on the other person. Okay, got 3 deep. And I am going to run out of range in my finger. Okay, I've got 3 loads here. Let's find out what they are. Chromite. Limestone. I haven't got any copper. I don't have any chromite in stock. Let's somebody, I see my neighbor found the copper vein, probably. That's the area it's in. See a little icon up there, he's standing there. I couldn't mine it because it was just on the other side of my property line. It pissed me off. Spent all that time digging to it and I couldn't dig it. Because it was out of my area. Well, it pissed me off because I spent all that time looking, going after it. So there are bad things about increasing your scanner range. You get all the way there and you find out, oh, I can't do that. But I've already gotten what I came after. I came after the coal. I was out. Then we might get more points over there. And as long as they don't get pending operations, I don't mind mining them. Kind of interesting. As your skills get better, of course. It helps. Range on your containers, length, very important. Well, makes your life easier. Your backpack only holds what? Maybe if you're empty, you might get 4,000 liters in it. So I think 3,800, something like that before it's full. So you really can't get a whole lot. You sure can't get everything you need. So linking to a container you have made is very important because it's an extra small. Probably the first thing you want to make in your nano crafter is an extra small, several of them actually. You'll be using several of them. But it will help you out in so many ways to have a little storage space. I now have whole lots of storage. I've got up to large containers. But it took a while to be able to make it. Because I had to make all the industry stuff. Because your nano crafter will not make big things. Not the space to handle. So, you have to start adding industry units if you want to get good stuff. To get the big stuff, the more powerful stuff, or whatever you want to do. I don't care what it is. More powerful means more industry. Or buy it off the market. You can buy anything anybody sells. Blueprinted ships, which means all you have to do is buy the blueprint. All you have to do is make the parts for it. You can buy complete package ships where all the parts are included. Of course, this stuff costs credits. They ain't giving them away. I got more coal up here. One more puncher. I got chrome and maybe quartz. I just don't need quartz. Yeah, way too much. I don't have way too much. I will use it. I'm sure that's coal there. Okay, let's change direction. See, I'll pick up more coal because I've been burning through it. Of course, I probably ought to pick up the quartz too, just for the simple reason I got a lot more silicone, honeycomb silicone I'm gonna have to make. Oh, let's see why I'm under here. Let's find out where it's at. It's not like I won't use it. Doesn't look like it's deeper. Come on, it's around here. Nope, there it is. Looks like I'm just under it. There, go up. Might as well get it. It's going to take me that much longer to mine another vein. And you have to use your WASD key and jetpack. Navigate around some of this shit. All fun stuff. There it is. Pretty sure that's this. Alright. Iron. Huh. Oh, it was dark blue. Okay. It's my iron now. Making a lot of steel, so doesn't hurt to get more. I got a lot of stainless steel coming up too. So. Get what we can. I'm gonna have to take a break here for a little bit. And one thing about this game, unlike Star Citizen, you can log out anywhere you want to. Like most games. Chris Roberts had to be different. Had to make a whole shitload of crap for something everybody else does. So he's got to be different. And then it doesn't work most of the time. But yeah, here you can log out anywhere you're at, even in space. However, probably be a good idea if you're in space or high in the atmosphere not to log out, because you will log back in the same place at 0 velocity, and if you're not quick at getting back in your command seat or whatever, you're going to crash into the ground. Because you will fall pretty quick, and it takes your ship time to recover. Just a word of warning when you log out, try not to log out in atmosphere. Or in a gravity well, I should say. Because you can be in a gravity well and not be in the atmosphere. And if you're in the gravity well, it will suck you back to the planet. We're talking major suck. Little things you learn the hard way if nobody tells you. I've discovered quite a few. Things that are just not all that smart to do. Alright, I think we got all of it. Let's look around. Yeah, we did. So we're going to take a break here in the bottom of hell. And when we come back, we'll probably go after... I'll see, we went deeper and we lost the other one. So we'll see what we'll chase. Let's see how we're doing. We're not even close to having this container full. This is a medium container that I use to store all my ores in. As you can see, these are the only type of ores that I have discovered. They're only tier 2, they're tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. Some planets have this, some planets have that. You have to, it's part of the game, searching, discovering, But that's where I'm sitting. I got plenty of ore right now. I could just dig my way out when I come back, but I'll probably go ahead and see how close I can get this to filled up. In the meantime, we're going to take a break here, get some shit done instead of playing computer games all day, and we will talk to everybody later.